Good evening, I'm Shayla Ali from Ali and Hume Associates, and I thought I'd do this quick video recording to share some thoughts about what's happening with your case during coronavirus. I'm getting a lot of inquiries at the moment as to whether you're still expected to go to courts or whether you're on jury or what's happening to your case, and I thought I'd answer a few of those here. So we get guidance from the Bar Council pretty much daily these days on what's going on. So the latest guidance was about 6 o'clock this evening, or at least a bit earlier today before the lockdown announcement, and it said that the assumption is all hearings are going to take place on the telephone now. So you mustn't go to court, or you mustn't assume that you're going to court. The assumption, unless you've heard otherwise, is that court is not happening, or court is happening on the phone. The court staff are very busy trying to determine what should happen on the phone and what shouldn't happen on the phone. So they will be writing out to you to give you those details. You know, that's the assumption to make if you haven't heard otherwise. Equally, if you are someone that is in one of the vulnerable categories, the wording that they've used is do not come to court. Even if you ordinarily would have come to court, just don't. What I'd add to that is, if you have been summoned to a hearing at court, please write in to the court and tell them that you are self-isolating or that you are in a vulnerable category, and you know, make them aware that that's what you're doing. I've had a few clients that have tried to phone in, so if you can phone into the court, please do. They are very, very, very busy, so you might not get an instant response, but also email in and let them know. So yeah. Now, I usually work in the family division and the employment division. So in the employment division, I can say for certain that if you have a hearing that's coming up in the next few weeks, it is going to be on the phone. Even if you've got a multiple day trial, they're not going to run the multiple day trial on the phone. The courts are not, you know, we haven't got the technology in place yet to do video barristers and video witnesses, although there are some live links that go into court. But this situation, or this technology, really should and maybe will be developed for the court system, but it's not there yet. So your trial is not going to go ahead, and I'm really sorry to tell you that, but you will get a telephone hearing on the first day of trial, and the judge will decide what's best to do next. So they will take a very pragmatic approach. They will see what can be achieved on the phone. So, you know, if you're applying for a strikeout, if you need more disclosure, all of those sorts of things could be achieved by a telephone hearing, and where they can achieve something by a telephone hearing, they will. They're also not listing any new dates. I was in a hearing in Croydon last week on the phone, and they weren't allowed to list any in-person dates, and the next telephone date I got was in July. So that's as early as they were listing there. It might vary a little bit from court to court, so I'll keep you posted about that situation when I know any more. But that's what's going on in the employment jurisdiction. Now, in the family jurisdiction, which is the other jurisdiction that I run, obviously there's lots of cases going on. Most of them are going to be converted to telephone. The family court have a lot of powers to do things on the phone. So there's extensive rules for the family court that allow them to do that. Now, on the whole, I haven't seen them being used before now in all the cases that I've done, but at least they've got their power, and at least they're going to be using it now. So last week they were still doing in-person hearings. So even then, I was told at each of those hearings, if anyone's got any trace of any symptoms, it was going to be adjourned straight away. So, you know, that's that. Your divorce case probably is going to just be adjourned. If you're getting divorced, you may get your paperwork through. I'm not sure what they're doing that, but if it's as simple as you've applied for the decree nisi and then going for the decree absolute, you may still get that. I don't know. But if you're doing a contested financial hearing, you know, it's usually the status quo is just going to apply for now. And your hearing's going to be postponed until a later date, probably. But you are going to get a chance to do that on the phone. So, as I said, I'm not really sure how the family court's going to work that yet. But I'll keep you informed when we know more. But yeah, most of the hearings will be on the phone. The exception is for urgent hearings now. Arrangements, those can be seen as dealt with. So the courts, well, again, it's come pre the lockdown announcement, but I'm pretty sure they're going to still be dealing with those sorts of cases, and the barristers dealing with those, and I'm sure all the staff dealing with those sorts of cases are going to be described as key workers, so will be allowed to go out in the same way that doctors and nurses are. Equally, if you're getting abused at home, there's a non-molestation order or an occupation order that you can apply for. Those are seen as urgent. As far as I know, you can call the police, you can but again, you know, is needed for society to function. So I don't see them not allowing you to get a non-molestation order if you need one, for example. So please don't put up with abuse for the next few weeks. You don't have to. And please, please apply for legal aid if you are going through domestic violence, all of that sort of, you know, there's lots and lots of resources that you can tap into, and we're happy to help you with that. If you've got like a less dramatic a lot of people have been asking me, well, what do I do with my child when we start and they live a little bit with mum and a little bit with dad, and you know, I'm not sure where to leave my child. So I think your child's going to stay at the moment, the primary carer. Look very much at your child and what's going to be in the best interests of your child and what's going to make your child happy, what's going to keep your child safe. Now, most of the time, I don't think they're going to say your child's going to be safe going out and around when the country's on lockdown. You know, that's just not, I just don't see that happening. So you guys, I know that there's a lot of parents out there that don't get on, but when you're feeling like you're not getting on and you don't want to talk to your ex, then really think about your child and think about what's going to be best for them right now. You know, and maybe you don't want to hang out with them on FaceTime. Maybe you want to see them in person. There are a lot of us out there that can't see our loved ones at the moment. But put your child first and really make the decisions from that place. And when you do, you'll make the right decision. Now, if you still can't agree, there are services that we can offer while we're all on lockdown. So at Ali and Hume Associates, we are offering virtual conferencing right now. We're offering virtual mediation. I'd strongly recommend, if you are in a dispute that's causing you stress and you've not given mediation a try, please do. We might be able to help. We can do that in family jurisdiction. We can do that in, you know, kind of company commercial sort of cases, employment situations, anything like that. You don't have to live in stress just because we're on lockdown. It doesn't mean that we can't do something constructive to deal with it. So Tom and I are definitely available for conferences, and we can also help with your mediation queries if you want to give that a go. So the advice that I've given you, or the comments that I've made rather on this video, are of a very general nature. They are not a replacement for a proper consultation or proper legal advice. I've really come from the place of just really wanting to deal with some of the queries that have been coming my way. and giving a bit of a general flavour on what I think at the moment. But if you want some more detailed advice, and each case is different, you're going to need detailed advice. Don't take this video as being that detailed advice. Then please reach out and we'd be very happy to help you. Well, if you just click in aha-law.co.uk, you'll have all our contact details there, telephone number, email addresses, and we're here to help you. So take care of yourselves. Above all, be safe, and we'll get through this.